another party.
Okay. Who does live here? What are their names?
I am actually not sure. I live across the street. I just came over. I haven't drank a drop.
Male, female?
I think it's mainly females. I think it's like 4 females.
What sorority are they affiliated with?
I don't know.
I don't know if they're associated with that.
I don't know.
I guarantee you they're associated with the sorority. As many of them are living here. It's an off-campus sorority house. I've been a cop for 22 years here. I'm not stupid. Don't play dumb games with me. I'd rather deal with this as a noise complaint than getting a hold of the Greek council and the Greek board and all of that and the students and playing all these stupid fucking games. All I want to do is deal with the noise complaint. Because I guarantee you there's a lot of underage drinking because they left their alcohol behind.
Do you want us to try and get a name or a phone number?
Please, if you could.
Call someone?
We just need to talk to somebody who lives here, because otherwise I have to be under the assumption you guys are unlawfully entered because no one who lives here is like the Greek council and the Greek board and all of that, seeing the students and playing all these stupid fucking games.
Now, why would a law enforcement officer threaten a group of students with a call to the Greek council? I had to really deep dive into this, guys, and you wouldn't believe what I found out. The end of this video will reveal everything you need to know. Please like the video, comment down below, and thank you for watching.
She'd known since like 10. Julie and Destiny were in the downstairs room. Julie saw them out the window. They're not
allowed to smile. We also were not allowed to tell sisters no if they told us to do something. None of these rules were in place to keep us safe. They were all in place to manipulate us, control us, and just have total power over us.
Found stabbed to death with no signs of forced entry. The victims were identified as 21-year-old Kaylee Gonzalez, 21-year-old Madison Mogan, 20-year-old Xana Carnodal, and 20-year-old Ethan Cheapin. All 4 were members of sororities or fraternity.
That can be difficult on people's emotions. Also, particularly with sororities who consider themselves like top tier at the school, are very like selective and like prejudgy. So like if you're a top tier sorority, they might be like, oh, well, we only want tall, skinny blondes. So like if you don't fit that, then sorry, like we're gonna pre-cut you. And they don't say that they do this, but everybody knows that they do. Like you can just look at who they bring back and know that they do that. So I just think that's kind of wrong. Like I don't think it should be based on physical appearance or like major or anything. Like you want your sorority to be like a diverse group of people, you would think, but apparently not.
The fraternities as we know it today first began in the United States in the early 1700s. They now exist at more than 800 universities across the United States and Canada. According to Fringe Media, fraternities are known as a Greek system with 2 to 3 letters representing their motto. However, it is an accepted fact that the Greek system is largely modeled on the structure of Freemasonry. Although today they emphasize the positive aspects of being in a fraternity, such as claims of enhancing your communication skills, more professional person all around, or even teach you business and accountancy skills, and last but not least, character building and personal development. Movies and college culture make it look nice. Critics argue that that's just PR to recruit more members. However, there's a dark side: the rituals, the initiation process, the recruitment, and the weird ranking system of each of its members. Rollo said of Sigma Kappa, it's the ultimate way to put women against one another.
You pretend not to know about the toxicity of Greek life, specifically sorority rush. I found this email from when I was in Greek life. It was the ranking, how we were supposed to rank for rush. So when a girl that we were rushing, you have a 5-minute conversation with her. Then you have to rank her 1 out of 4. 1, she's never coming back. 4, she's great. Based on a 5-minute conversation. Makes sense, right? That's totally fair.
Kaylee was a part of the Alpha Phi, and Xana, Maddie, and Bethany was a part of the Pi Beta Phi. These are some top tier groups, but also have a reputation of being fake according to our location. Many have a reputation of body image issues. I'm not quite sure which fraternity or sorority Dylan belonged to, but in order to live in the sorority houses, you are required to be a part of one. During the memorial, Bethany Funk referenced Morgan as a big. That's sorority phraseology for big sister. A big sister would have to be an initiated sorority woman who acts as a mentor to you. They are matched with their big during the new member period, which takes place before initiation. The big calls the new member little or little sister, which Bethany was recently accepted as a little in 2021. Many of these sorority girls aren't actual friends. They're just acting like it for their group. It's like a job in a way. You can even get paired up with a complete stranger and have to call them big or little sister or even live with them. Even times they will make you dye your hair so that you can fit in as a quote-unquote pretty girl. So what's the sorority initiation, you ask? It's very vague and very secretive, where even author John Avevia, who wrote the novel Sorority, called the Greek system toxic, but says you will never get her to confess to her rituals, not even if you pay. She also stated that there's a fight between the women to keep that status once you complete the initiation, sometimes at the expense of your sanity or your health. The young woman in her novel fantasized about committing violence against each other and often carried out with those fantasies. However, I did some digging and found some people, including content creator Eli Rallo, who shared their experiences.
Because they were giving out flyers. The girl who gave me the flyer, she was super nice. She was like, who are you? What are you into? Maybe you'd be a good fit for our sorority. We're gonna have a party tonight. This is like the week to do it. We're rushing this week. I went to 3 events. The first 2 were just like parties and mixers. The last party of like the whole rushing, I felt actually really happy going into it. I thought I had like a pretty good chance of like being included in the sorority. I was going to the party, and when I got there, it was actually held at a fraternity house. People were just like mixing and mingling. There was a lot of people, and then all the girls that were rushing for the sorority had to huddle up, and like the president of the sorority, I guess, she told us, so this is your last, way to show your loyalty to us. And we were all like looking at each other like, okay, what's going on? And she said, we want you guys to take off your clothes and get in the pool. And I was like, what?
Dues when you don't live in the house are like $700, which is also like, what the f*** you're paying for front.
The experience is bad. There can be good that comes out of it, but I believe that the system as a whole is corrupt.
There are over 750,000 fraternities and sororities and more than 9 million alumni. Greek life on campus has come under fire recently for contributing to campus rape, hazing deaths, and more.
He later went into cardiac arrest from alcohol poisoning. In the video shared with us by the Santuli's attorney, David Bianchi, you can see Danny fall over. He later slides off this couch onto his head.
They don't know what to do. They're afraid to call 911, so they don't. And they pick him up, they drop him on his head. Surveillance video, you would think, would incentivize these guys not to do this stuff. But they do it anyway.
Danny today, wheelchair bound from permanent brain damage.
With some former members stating that the investigation is done by the national board and are the same people who dictate the decisions of your concerns. Even with some college kids controlling the finances upwards to even above $1 million.
Organizations are technically run by college kids. They have alum who oversee things, but quite literally, guys, you have like a sophomore who might be managing millions of dollars of the house money.
When I was 19 years old, I was given access to several bank accounts with millions of dollars in them. We would throw an $80,000 party on a Tuesday. Not a problem. I used to walk around campus with checks for like $500,000 in my backpack. I'm just bopping around the quad.
New recruits are told to wear certain clothes that don't show sweat, recommended by the APA. They're also not allowed to bring in cell phones or bags when they attend these parties, and often they leave them on the sidewalk or the grass outside of their homes, with one woman beginning to read on her cell phone and was punished for violating the rules and being dismissed from ever joining the sorority again. A top-tier recruitment sorority even rejected girls because they were ranked ugly, and was even preventing their own sorority sisters from talking to them. Many sorority women had experiences of having their drinks or food drugged by their own sorority sisters.
And so my best friend is like, hey, are you okay? And
And I'm like, no, honestly, I don't know what's going on. I don't feel good. I feel like really messed up. She's like, did you drink other drinks? I was like, no, I only had the same drink that me and you got together. And she was like, okay, like, let's leave. I was like, yeah, please. Like, I think I need to call my ex-boyfriend at the time and I want to go home. So we leave, we go next door to Jimmy John's. And then we like call my ex-boyfriend to come pick me up. Picks me up, takes me home. I'm sick as hell all night, throwing up, I'm awake all night. I feel horrible. This is off of one drink. Obviously at this point, we kind of all knew that I had been drugged. Obviously, one drink would not do that to anybody. So I'm texting at 4 a.m. the girl that's in charge of the event attendance and all of that, right? I can't remember their names, titles, I don't know. So I text her and I'm like, hey, I explained the situation to her. I'm like, hey, I went to happy hour and I got drugged and I'm extremely sick. I won't be able to attend this event at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And I just wanted to like give you a heads up. Meanwhile, I just want to let it be known that I never missed any event. And I worked 3 jobs and I never missed any event. You know what she did? You know what her response was? Oh, I'm sorry, because you didn't submit your request in time and it seems like you just went out drinking and got drunk. We're still gonna have to find you.
Meanwhile, according to sources, the coroner of the Idaho victims suggesting that the toxicology findings are irrelevant. Many people have criticized her, including Michael Baden, saying you could learn a great deal from the toxicology, such as where they were before their death and if drugs could have caused them to sleep during the encounter. During the night of the murders, after the Idaho suspect allegedly left the scene, allegedly multiple fraternity people were called to the home. According to a video from Chronicles of Olivia, Kim, a mom of a student that attended Washington State University, had friends and a roommate close to the situation. She claimed that her daughter knew the details of the incident at 10 a.m. that day, with locals claiming that their kids were at the residence as early as 8 a.m. She also stated that there were 3 people, 2 inside and 1 on the lookout, and that BK did not act alone. Police wasn't called until 11:58.
The incident on 1122 King Road.
She knew. She'd known since like 10. Dylan and Bethany were in the downstairs room. Dylan saw them out the window. They're lying.
According to Kim's daughter, multiple people from Pi Beta Phi were called. These phone calls were made 2 to 3 hours before the first 911 call, and news spread like wildfire.
A whole bunch of kids were given a narrative by the kids that were there.
Locals are coming out claiming their kids or friends were at the home between 8 to 10 a.m. This user says that her nephew said a lot of people were at the home by 11. This is still 1 hour before the first 911 call. I even spoke with a student at U of I who also knew people got called. But when it comes to speaking with anyone who received a phone call or immediate friends of those who did, it's kind
Now,
of hard
if this is true, why wouldn't police be called as soon as possible? That would also mean that the initial statement of waking up 8 hours later wouldn't be true because they allegedly summoned friends to the residence 3 hours after the murder. Also, if there were other people there, how come the 911 call was for an unconscious person when the house reeked of blood and there was allegedly blood oozing outside of the home? Now remember, the students were threatened by police that he would call the Greek Council. Idaho constitutional IFC bylaws state each member shall prohibit the use of alcohol and drugs by all initiated members, new members and potential members during all recruitment activities, including but not limited to bid day events, Big Brother events, and initiation related activities. The Judicial Board also stated that to address issues and solve problems before others intervene, the IFC must have a robust peer governance that addresses violations of IFC policies. Also goes on to say, IFC is a self-governing organization with an independent judicial board which shall have jurisdiction over cases involving alleged members' chapter violations. Now, self-governing is the ability for a person to exercise all necessary functions of regulation without intervention, meaning things have to go through them first. Out of 10 sororities recognized at the University of Idaho, Alpha Phi and Pi Beta Phi are the only 2 listed on probation for violations regarding risk management, alcohol and drugs, and hazing. These are the same organizations that the Idaho victims belong to. Now, this was shocking. Kaylee posted on Facebook looking for a roommate in the Austin, Texas area who would like to move in with her from February to June. She also stated that she wasn't familiar with the Austin area. This post was posted a month before her murder. Did Kaylee know something that we didn't know? Why was she trying to leave the house in Idaho with her roommates? Also, if you watched one of my last videos, I did a virtual tour through the house. Police found a van-style footprint that belonged to the suspect, Authorities stated that the Van-style shoes worn at the time of Kohlberger walk into the courthouse cannot be the same shoes left on the footprint. Many people are speculating because there were other people in that house with Vans. What do you guys think? This is some strange stuff, and I want the answers to this case. What do you think about the fraternities and the footprint? Let me know down in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Peace.